I have a very similar background with computers around you. I started to fall in love with computers as a way to avoid people. And for me, it was more about my shyness and introversion. And I was very happy that when I learned that I can do something which doesn't require dealing with people.
It's nice. When COVID hit, I was like, what? I don't have to meet with anyone? That's great. I can just sit in my apartment and hang out. Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, but at least from my experience, and I want to come to yours as well, for me, it was a lot of burden as well because I felt myself incapable of dealing with the world. And then computers became an escape route that helped me become good at computers and programming. But at the same time, the burden of not being good enough or not being up to the mark was always like a big burden. And I was always trying to prove myself through whatever I was doing. And I know that can be a huge toll on. So do you have something similar during that period? It can give you the drive to succeed, but at the same time, the journey can be quite toxic or heavy.
Yeah, I didn't have that problem, but I had a different one where whenever I had to do something interpersonal, I didn't deal with it very well. I tended to be very abrupt or brash or talking to people like they're a computer. I wasn't empathetic. And I tended to type strong messages to people rather than talking, which always comes off better.
Yeah. And how has that evolved over time? Because I have done the same, like treating people like computers and expecting to push buttons and then expecting them to respond in predictable ways. But people are anything like that. So especially as a leader, as an entrepreneur, how has that evolved for you?
Yeah, when we were a smaller company, we never raised VC. So money was always really tight. And when money's tight, I felt at least that I had to rely on everyone on the team to never have a mistake ever. And it made me really go bananas on them until over time, our earlier team painfully taught me, like, Chris, you really can't react this way. And then it started to get really important once we got bigger because we ended up with really a lot of new people very fast. And I couldn't bring my old habits to them because I think people that join a startup, they live for that craziness. But people who join a more mature company, they don't want the craziness. They want process, something more secure, something more flatline, not the ups and downs. So I had to quickly change that. Otherwise, I think I would have pushed a lot of people out rather quickly.
And what has helped you during that process? Are there any key people, any key incidents in your life that have shaped your views or helped you get better with people?
On the team, a number of people along the way gave me a lot of examples of things that really hurt them. And I didn't realize it because I think my empathy was always there subconsciously, but I never acted on it because I really didn't care about hurting people's feelings. But then as we got bigger, it became, or as people talked to me about it, I realized that it really hurt. And then I also see a therapist. I've been seeing her for 8 years in a row now, and it's really helped me to understand the interactions of all the different dynamics. So a lot of times when I was saying and doing something that wasn't beneficial to really anyone, I didn't understand it. And then I pointed out to her, and it was very painful. Going through therapy sucks. I don't enjoy one bit of it, but the benefits of it really helped me in my life.
Thank you. Thank you for really sharing that. I totally, wholeheartedly appreciate that. I think what a lot of people see when they see a business or a leader is the results, is the output, is the title. But they don't see the tough choices that they make sometimes on a moment-by-moment basis. And thank you for sharing that because this is what makes you who you are.